Hello, everyone. My name is Ben, and I'm joined by Steve to bring you coverage of one of the top 4 matches of the BCS Philadelphia 25-26 Weiß Schwarz Regional Qualifier. This round, we have Atlas playing Ms. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid versus Eden Old Bones playing Bang Dream, who told us we could shorten it to Eden. What are we thinking? Do you know what Dragon Maid does?
Vaguely.
Thoughts?
I faced it before many years ago. But what I do know is that it's good on the board and removes a bunch of cards, which is kind of its strength in the mid game. That will probably not be valid in this matchup, or at least not very much so. If he was facing a more board-based opponent like Nikkei, this would be a heck of a counter match. But
you know, that's actually very funny. We got to talk to him a little bit after the tournament. He was trying to tune this deck for the Nikkei matchup.
Yeah. This deck will do it in the Nikkei matchup. That 2-1 is nasty.
Yeah.
But
tell us what 2-1 you're referring to.
It gets power on play and then on reverse sends to memory. So
hey, it's kind of like that Gun Gale card that we saw in round 7.
That's true. Very similar sort of mechanic. We're talking about 8 treasure. So the treasure level 1 combo is pretty bog standard. Look at 3, add a card. And then the treasure finisher is the Iruru finisher. The classic on cancel, deal X damage, X equal to the card's souls.
Hey, I feel like we just saw that finisher.
Yes. And
oh wait, souls?
Yes.
So
we have a 3 soul finisher, which does 3 and then 3. So kind of similar in style to how the Dolores plays. But instead of its other pass mechanic, it gets on attack, reveal the top, burn 1 if it's a character. So we have burn 1 and ostensibly sometimes burn 3.
You mean 4? There's going to be a climax in play?
4, true. So we've also got some modern niceties. We've got stock swap.
On an event, no less, for 1 stock. And the reason that this is worse than You Can Do It, Brad, is that it's at level 3.
Right. It's actually 2 stock, but you get to salvage, which is fun.
Oh, is it 2 stock?
It is.
Oh.
They also have a green event that lets you get a climax. So by killing one of your characters. So there's almost no way that between 8 treasures and this event, you will not have something to slam. The rest of the deck is, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, some interesting things here. We've talked a good amount about wanting to clock yourself for some amount of advantage on play. Level locking, which hasn't happened throughout our coverage of this tournament, is still like a thing you might want to avoid. Kobayashi does not have it. The self-clocking is like an on-death Lukua.
It's on reverse.
On reverse, sorry.
Yeah, so you have no control.
Yeah, absolutely none. You have some decent things here. There is I believe it's ditch character to search for the Brainstormer and sack self discard to salvage anything. And we have some pretty decent level 0s to kind of plus with, okay? There's a coin flip here that is, if you're looking forward to Umamusume, is similar in that it's middle of the top at the beginning of the opponent's attack phase. And if it's a 2 or lower character, gain on attack, bounce back to hand. There is a 3500 quote-unquote Armin runner. It runs to the center slot of the stage. There is a Ms. Kobayashi that is the colloquial JC. Allows you to bounce a character that is being front attacked by paying 1 and sacrificing itself, and has the added bonus of tapping itself for power. So we kind of get 2 value generators there. You give the power, then you sacrifice it to save the guy. It's just actually,
it's actually a saver. It's actually even more mechanically functional than a JC because it doesn't cost stock.
Oh, sorry. So this one is when your other character hits the waiting room.
You put them back on.
You put them back onto the
sacrificing
stage.
It. Yeah, correct.
Which is different. If it's a cool card that you want to keep swinging with, that's great. If it's a card that you might have wanted to discard instead, that's maybe not so great. In this scenario, we're trying to bounce back our Toru level 1 finisher.
Yeah, we're
level
just trying
1
to
combo.
Yeah,
and we're trying to keep milling through the deck.
Yeah.
Keep hitting face with treasure. Keep on keeping on. They really had a long thing going on for this top cut setup. So we got to yap. a lot for this intro, but I think the game is starting soon. So, we're looking now into Bang Dream on the opposite side, which arguably is Dragon Maid, but better on the average, right? You get to check 4, and instead of adding any card, you get to put one into stock. You get a stock swap on an event, but it's at 2 and it costs 1 stock. You get on cancel finishing, but it heals and it's cheaper on the average. You have kind of more tools. But I just looked over at the deck list. This is actually not that finisher.
It's lock.
It's lock, which is actually burn 2 and search. You get more consistency because you can search for the finisher on play.
Yeah, we have burn 2, and then we describe our opponent's deck, and we can look at 1 and put it on top or bottom. So we have the possibility of dealing more damage than like a standard, we'll call it a burn 2 combo. But we get easy setups, which we love. That's
a curious clock right there. That red level 0 Kobayashi and Friends card is really one of your better early game kind of like plussing cards. Clocking it in favor of keeping the rest of the hand, including a Lukoa, has to inform like a really decent setup in the hand. I wonder if you don't clock the Ditch Climax to salvage here.
Yeah,
that was held in the hand, and this red 0 is a pretty straightforward plus. And not for nothing now, the Lukoa plus gets denied by Eden. He's playing the clean cut clock kind of swap clock kicking swap mechanic here, which
he has attacked in a curious order that has put this mechanic in danger, and now it's not going to work.
Wow.
Whoops. We should not have attacked in that order. We do get the clean cut, which is all well and good, but the Kobayashi player also whiffs the Lukoa. So all's well that ends well, I suppose.
Wait, he got a level 1 combo. No, he got an event and a climax, and the Lukoa can grab events.
Okay.
Which I think I just told him about. All right, so or maybe they caught it. Either way, we've got the hand.
Yeah.
We've got a 1 combo in the hand, but no climax. There may be an event that needs to come down. There's a climax swapper. There is...
I mean, we have the event, right?
Do we?
If we want.
It's not the right event.
Oh, was it the...
It was a stock swap event.
Okay. All right, we're going to tap
twice.
for power and swing twice.
All right.
Okay, there's a 1. And there's another 1. And a really nice setup for the Bang Dream player. We're going to go ahead and level ourselves next turn. We're going to search for probably Sakiko. Yeah. I believe he already has treasure in hand as he mulliganed 1 at the start of the game.
I mean, he could have just had faith.
Sure.
You know, they do go to your hand when you trigger them.
All right, well, I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll actually never see. Because we...
All right, we have another Mocha, so
we don't have omniscience.
Right, we're just going to go ahead and level.
Yeah. But I think it's safe to guess that he's got the treasure in his hand and can resolve the Oblivionist level 1 treasure combo. It's going to be an 8 treasure deck as well.
Yeah, we've got Soyo. We're going to mill 3. All right.
Dice. No anything. Just vanilla mill 3.
We're going to Ricky.
Clock ourselves. I found the treasure.
Why would you not just brainstorm here? I don't understand it.
I mean, if you Ricky and it's clean, you get one more smaller deck to brainstorm with.
I guess, but also you just processed 3 cards clean. Do we think that there's just 7 clean on top? I guess. But
we have seen much more clean on top in our coverage of this tournament, and you know it.
True. I just don't think I would have done it in that order. All right.
We get the swap here. It's going to be double combo here for Eating Old Bones. 1 treasure sitting in the clock. A little bit awkward, but we're going to make do. And, I mean, Atlas did kind of just swing with 2 zeros at his level 1. So, really not the worst. no climaxes here is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 or 4 left in Eden's deck. Still doesn't see one. Atlas does get a block, which is
Big.
very cool. Again, Eden, not a lot of climaxes out.
Just add the 1.
We just add the 1.
Nope.
We can see a climax, and then a changer.
Okay, changer better. Yeah, changer's better. Mm-hmm. Okay,
and then trigger clean again. Nice.
Cancel.
Nice.
Okay. Now, all right, yeah.
It's 4. Don't take 4. Okay. Ugh. So now that Atlas has taken 4 after swinging twice, the game is now in incredible danger. You kind of want to clock if you don't get the climax on the top rip here. Does not get the climax on the top rip here. You kind of want to clock to try to get to the climax, but also you just committed both of your climax swappers into the waiting room. So even if you drew a climax, if it's the wrong one, then you can't combo. But also, not sure what to get to here. Clocks and levels the hand to stock card.
Draws a climax, but I don't think it's the right one.
That hand to stock card is kind of interesting to get rid of, but perhaps wait.
All right.
I feel like I saw that art in his hand last turn.
We're gonna sacrifice.
Did he not have the level 1 combo? Maybe
we're gonna sacrifice one of our characters for the right treasure.
Okay, and we do have climax discard to salvage in hand, so we can ditch the wrong climax to get a Toru combo. If there was only 1 Toru combo last turn or 0, then this makes sense.
Hand is ugly.
Yeah, because this hand is
This
horrible.
is gonna probably whiff. Yeah, we're very low on climaxes.
This is starting to get gross.
Yeah, it's
2 climax.
You gotta
2 climax.
He wants to get the bounce back so that he can get his hand bigger.
He has his. It doesn't really matter. He's gonna have to swing with it.
Yeah.
I almost would rather swing with the second climax ditch to salvage, if only because you can use the Kobayashi to save your 1 combo next turn.
Yeah. We're going to get the bounce back and then assign to Kobayashi.
But does that matter? Didn't he already beat over?
Probably. It's just
hard to say.
Yeah.
Gets a 1 combo into the hand just now, I believe. Triggers away what has to be the second hand to stock card. Gets the
level 3 treasure.
Level 3 treasure to hand. Eden gonna get
and another one.
Yeah, 2 blocks in. Kind of cool and kind of awkward.
Or actually, I think one of those is a level 1 treasure.
Kind of cool and kind of awkward. Eden's got like the wrong kind of clock impression where you're like, I have 6. One of them might be a climax, but I have 6.
I think it's still worth, as the kids say. So we're gonna pitch a climax. Probably, if you're gonna play 8 treasure, you should probably make sure that you've got Takeshina around a lot, because you're probably going to end up with excess climaxes more often than not.
Yeah, and I do think Eden does look like he's got the level 1 treasure here.
I mean, yeah, it certainly seems that way.
Which is nice.
I think we're visualizing 5
in Atlas's waiting room.
Yes,
that's rough.
We're gonna need a change here, and then oh, wrong combo. Okay,
nope, that's not a combo.
That is the wrong combo.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it is a combo that combos with a card in the deck.
Yes,
but that is not this combo.
Correct. Yes, this is.
We are not comboing right now. Yeah. We are actually, thankfully for Atlas, blocking at least once.
Yeah. All right. So luckily, we didn't treasure away our last climax despite triggering twice. So that was pretty cool. Refreshing 5 because the climax was on bottom is less cool. And the tragedy of this turn is less bad because at least he can't stock 2 cards and send the game into a complete death spiral.
I mean, yeah, but also Atlas's hand is really questionable.
Yeah.
Like.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Honestly,
a stock swap event.
Honestly, if you just
Discard
take
Climax
just
to
take 4
salvage.
here. Just take 4 here. Like honestly, you want to just take 4 here because next turn's Brainstorm kind of needs to do some work or you're going to have no hand.
Lose a 1 combo into the clock. I think there's 1 in the hand, but then 1 on the board, which you cannot save. The Kobayashi does not work from the front row.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but again, like, trigger for 3. Big cancel. Massive cancel. I guess we don't reverse cards in top 4. All right, it's fine.
Okay.
Draws the combo.
Did we draw the treasure, though?
We have a treasure.
Do we?
2 of them, in fact.
Oh. Yeah, maybe we do have the right one, then.
Which begs the question, why would you clock your Brainstormer?
Why would you clock?
Clocking is okay.
Is it?
I think so.
You kind of had a decent hand. You had double combo coming in hot.
Hits. We need this swap. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. All's right.
Okay.
You really gambled hard. This is why I wouldn't have clocked the Brainstorm. But all's well that ends well. We got what we needed, and now we're gonna...
Oh, sure, yeah. The first one whiffs.
Like, I mean, you kind of left yourself with no rope. So, I don't know.
No room to operate. And yeah, actually, that was a super good mill because I don't think the Climax Swapper was in the waiting room even.
It wasn't.
Okay.
He just hit it.
All right.
Just an incredibly fortunate sequence. Now we're going to overplay for the triple. And we're kind of back.
We're kind of back.
We're going to have a full hand. And, process most of the deck.
Like a certain Mr. Wick, Atlas is kind of thinking he's back.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can find. Unfortunately, this check 3 resolution is not letting us see quite so nicely what he's adding to his hand, but
triggers a Kobayashi for 2.
He doesn't have to show, okay, it was a Climax Swapper. He doesn't have to show Eden, and certainly he doesn't have to show us. So.
All right, well, that's 2 locks kind of in bad locations.
Oblivianis.
No, lock. The
What?
3 combo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true.
He has 1 in stock now and 1 in clock.
Hmm.
All right, big cancels.
Stays at 2, though.
It works well if you can keep your hand up.
Yeah, it's also now time for Bank Dream's best mode. Trying to stay at 2.
He
given
clocked
that he
his finisher.
Given that he clocked the finisher, yeah.
Oh, we're going to mill 3?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What were we digging for?
I think we're just trying to process the rest of the deck now.
Do we not start with a brainstorm?
I feel like I would have brainstormed before I did either of those, but we're now pretty much out of climaxes, so...
I mean, if he
probably
hits here,
probably still should brainstorm, if for no other reason than to pay out the lock.
Yeah.
We kind of need all the locks back in the deck, which is why I'm not a huge fan of the way this turn is going. Because you're processing the whole deck, which is cool, but also that means lock's going to be in the waiting room and not in the deck.
I mean...
And the Kobayashi player is going to get to keep one of his guys. I would have absolutely brainstormed here.
I mean, what if he just triple blocks on the next turn?
Okay, he's just going to stock with it. He's sided. Does he have the hand to just go to stock like that? Are you aware that... opponent has stock swap.
I mean, he's definitely should be aware because it was added publicly to Colton's hand at the beginning of the game and never discarded. Or yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was that event.
Okay, well, we're gonna do a full deck process here. So,
or at the very least, now he can see it in Atlas's clock.
Yeah. I just clear the rest of the deck. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Don't add a healer. Don't add a healer. You can't cast it. Okay, he's gonna add the anti-early counter, which is not gonna do a lot if he takes this. Which he does.
All right.
So that anti-early counter is now dead in hand. It was a strange ad. But now the Kobayashi player has an opportunity for a mega blowout with the stock swap.
We're kind of we are
6 in the waiting room.
All right, I'll be frank. It's been a long day for both of us a little bit. So maybe my mind's going a little bit, but
7.
I could have sworn that at the start of this game, Lukawa resolved for an event. And that event really felt like that was the stock swap event. But
okay.
We'll see.
All right, well, we got to keep one of our 1-0s, which is cool. And now...
Here's the problem, though, is like... Ilulu is a 1 stock on Climax play finisher.
Yeah.
So you actually only get 1 finisher if you stock swap.
Right. I would just...
But maybe that's worth just trying.
I mean, we're 2 turns out, probably. He's at 2-3. I mean, can we not just stock swap and then go vanillas?
We can.
I'm kind of okay with that.
I mean, you also, again, like we were saying, we see nearly all of the lock finishers not in the deck. Not in this next deck.
Yeah, so the search isn't useful if the locks are in the waiting room. You become very brainstorm dependent at that point. I do not see the event, but I can't really see anything. We're gonna go hand to stock. We're gonna go hand to stock. That brainstorm should not be tapped. I don't think he's used it.
All right. Yeah, there it is. In the middle of his hand, that's the stock swap event.
Okay.
He's got it.
Slam it. You've got the right mathematics.
Is it? You're kind of shuffling in clean cards and then hoping on the next deck?
I mean, it's a stock swap. You want the decompress.
That's true.
It's 7 in there. You think you can't get 1 with what looks to be 11 cards? 10 cards?
Yeah.
I think you could do that. The worst you could do is 1.
You've got it in the hand. No.
This is not right.
Really? No stock swap.
He knows he's got treasure in his deck, and so he wants it. And then I guess he just doesn't want to spend down. I feel like I would stock swap there. I would have stock swapped and attacked 3 times. Because at the end of the day, attacking twice is fine. It's going to leave you in a good resource position. But if he takes this, then you're going to have to endure his finisher.
I mean, there are treasures in the deck.
They're kind of in the lost zone. But, like, Brainstorm 2 could easily bring it back.
I don't think we swing a second time. That feels wrong. You make him try to get to it at this point because you're at 3-0.
Yeah. You definitely don't swing again.
You were either, like, if we believe that there are climaxes in the deck.
I think he may have triggered the last climax of the deck.
Oh, is that the issue?
He triggered a treasure, and so now he's trying to figure it out.
Oh.
And so it's like, do I strand 2 damage cards, or do I send him to 3 and try to endure it? Okay, he passes. I think this is probably wise. You know your opponent has very few choices about how to get to 3 from here. But the problem here is that absent, there's the card.
There's that option.
Yeah, but he didn't clock. So he's going to heal down. Like, he's got 1 million stock.
That's true.
This is just going to be 2 healers. It's like Brainstorm. Yeah. It hits. Twice. Now he can get a second Brainstorm if he wants it.
There's no healer.
Another healer
nope,
if he wants
there's
it.
A healer. Healer, Rui, heal.
Healer and a Sakiko. Does he have the treasure combo again?
That's tough.
If he can process this whole deck again, it's going to be a nightmare scenario for this game. He gets... I didn't see what the other card was because of the way he picked it up. But we're definitely going to get another healer. So, there's that.
Yep. That's your That's your no stock healer right there.
It is another Brainstorm as I had... Why would you... Wait, what? He must have it.
Actually, what you can do here
Brainstorm hits?
Yeah. You can now get the healer.
Get another healer?
Play it over and just play it again.
Yep. This is the... Yep. Yep. Yep.
And he's really telegraphing the... Yep.
He has treasure
combo.
again.
Yep.
It's almost certain at this point.
And now we put the lock into stock with one of the other locks, but presumably...
And you can do it, Brad.
You can do it, Brad.
All right, so that's...
The treasure! Treasure to treasure!
Yep.
The treasure to treasure!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
And the one he's holding.
Wait, so this is all clean?
Yep. He didn't realize it.
True. Because
and
the treasure,
probably his
treasure.
opponent telegraphed it, that he thought that there were climaxes in.
That's true.
But
treasure can do funny things to
it is a low
player's deck.
It is kind of a low consequence play.
Yeah.
Especially given that you're about to treasure again. And get even more resources. This is the risk of not sending them to 3, by the way. Is that he's healed down to an impossible number. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, maybe you're just supposed to try to live.
You're supposed to try and send him to 3, I think. Because now you've put yourself in a nearly impossible situation where he's going to treasure again. And then he's...
Atlas might... Atlas could just eat. I mean, like...
Do we not want to trigger... Yeah. I was about to say, don't we want to trigger that now? Sometimes we want the treasure in hand.
Atlas is
Just
like...
eats a 3?
One good swing away from losing the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, here comes another 3 for lethal. He's going to add the... off finisher. Here's a 3. And he eats it.
Wow.
There you go. Stock swap. We didn't see what it hit, but...
yeah, a little freeze up, but... Yeah. Man. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Kind of a... What's the term? Ignominious end to that game?
Yeah. If... With the way that the lock finisher behaves... I would have just attacked.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't nothing.
Because
hit me.
Because the thing is that if it goes to the waiting room, who cares? He can't get it back. They chain off of searches.
Yeah, not for nothing. It was well, a few different things, right? It was there's a few different things. He didn't stock swap.
Yeah.
He didn't stock swap.
Yeah.
With the one left in deck. Now then, it's possible that, I don't know, it's just that mechanic throws a lot of wrenches into a lot of plans very quickly. You put a lock back into the deck, which is funny, but you are, by and large, preventing 2 of them from being easily obtained. Then, if you commit to swinging 3 times, which feels correct...
You also get to salvage off of the stock swap.
Yeah.
So you can grab a finisher.
Yeah.
You've got the climax. Your hand is pretty full. And I just think that you're in a better game state. Or if you're not going to commit to the stock swap, you need to at least commit to leveling him up. Because you watched him sculpt 2 healers over the course of the last 2 turns. You know if you leave him alone, he's just going to heal down and put the game into a really, really challenging situation.
Now, not for nothing, it was kind of unfortunate where Atlas's deck state was anyways.
Right. So, yeah, we can't use that to judge necessarily the outcome of the game. But what we can say is that you give yourself a better chance to win, in my opinion, if you force him up and don't let him sit there and heal on you. Because... there's no way to bring the game back once they've healed down to 2-2, and you're taking vanillas at 3. I mean, there's no way to restabilize the game. It's become too unstable, and you knew it would happen. Plus, it decompresses him enough to where your stock swap isn't that valuable anymore. It was at peak value when he was at 10 stock, 1 card in the deck.
11, I think you said.
Yeah, 10 or I can't. One of the two, anyway. A lot, 2-digit number, and then 1 in the deck. If you swap there and you just go at it with 3 characters, then he's 3. He now has 2 locks in the waiting room that he has to do something with. His climax situation is very uncertain. His lock situation is very uncertain.
Here's Here, I want to look back at something. Here's my thinking. Okay. We can salvage here, right? So let's re-up the footage. Let's get back to Atlas's last turn. So
now
we have 6.
Yeah.
You have 6 stock.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's
okay.
It's 6. Mm-hmm.
So we have a good clean look at the hand here.
Yeah.
No climax.
Yeah.
So
he knows there are 2 in there. He knows it.
He knows that there are 2 in there.
So he's probably presuming he will trigger at least 1. And this is 10 stock.
Is there... Neither of them are the right one, I don't think. I think both of them are the level 1. You also have to climax swap if you want to resolve the finisher. There is at least 1 hand to stock. So you're working with an effective...
Hand to stock. He, in fact, does it during the turn.
Yeah, so we have an effective 7. Right? Yeah, we have an effective 7. Stock swap goes to 5. Goes to 2 with effectively, because at climax phase you have to pay the stock for the finisher. Does stock swap 1 on cancel burn and 1 non on cancel burn? Well, no, let's pull up this Kobayashi again. He's got the level 0 Kobayashi in hand. Hand does not matter for the finisher. You only need the stock. So let's double check this Kobayashi. Yeah, it does grab from the waiting room. So you have to... Okay, so if you discard with that...
Yeah, it's a helmet.
Yeah. So, trying to think. Let's say that the stock swap replaces itself with a second Ilulu. You clock and you draw the treasure. You play Climax Swapper. So you're actually down to...
You'd be at 7.
7.
Minus
4.
2, 5 plus 3, 8. Before your Ilulu turn?
Wait, why is there 8 effective?
We haven't attacked yet. So...
I thought this was after the...
Right, this is 6.
I thought this was after the last... This is like the beginning of Atlas's turn.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Is we're not going to play Ilulu this turn. We need to live. Like, we're gonna have to live his finisher turn. This turn...
Can you not?
This turn is the stock swap.
You can get...
And compress.
You can get 1 Ilulu with a cancel and 1 without.
This guy is at 2-3.
He's at 2-4.
Yeah.
With your stock swap.
Yeah,
No,
that's not it. I try to live this, I think.
You try to live this?
Yeah, what I think I do here is you can hand to stock because we got enough hand. We'll slam the stock swap, attack 3 times, go to 8 stock, compress, and try to live.
What's also tricky is there's no good milling that isn't the one combo itself.
Yeah, and it's fine. The thing is that it's okay because
we're trying to live this at 3-1 because there's no healing, at 3-1 with 2 out, because if you swing 3 times, you kind of have to think that you're about to take both treasures.
Yeah. You can kind of figure it out between attacking twice and attacking 3 times because the difference in resources is pretty limited. It doesn't buy 8 doesn't buy you a lot more than what 7 buys you.
Well, I mean, there's 2 and 5, right? That was the math.
Yeah.
So it feels.
Can you back up a little bit and see if he brainstormed? I don't think he brainstormed.
No, he just never re-rested the card.
Yeah, so this is also a problem because another thing you can do
is brainstorm,
hit both, and then hand to stock, and then play your way out of this.
Yeah, you still don't get the healing, but it's not unlikely that you'll hit both.
Yeah, it's very likely you will. And worst case scenario, you get one of the climaxes in your hand. Yeah, he just didn't remember to untap this.
I wonder if he forgot to untap it and thought he couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think
Man,
I think this is a small mental mistake that kind of, he's looking at the deck now. He sees 4 cards.
no, it was 4 then.
4 with 2 bars.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's 4 because it's trigger the treasure, don't swing again, 2 left. It was 4 in deck. There's no other milling, and if you clock and you don't draw either climax, it's somehow even worse because the only way that you could get rid of one or both really is by drawing into one or both. Actually, if you draw into both, you can get rid of it with the climax discard to salvage.
Yeah.
And
You want to draw one of them.
you actually maybe want to draw both because
Yeah.
if you draw both, you can actually get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
But really, if you draw none of them, that's where it's bad.
Yeah.
Kind of, maybe. Well, yeah,
I think-
because it's Bang Dream. You have to think about you can do it, Brett.
Right, that's the thing, is that like I know we don't want to brainstorm this.
Right.
We don't want to brainstorm this. But maybe you do brainstorm this.
Okay, so brainstorm without the 2 climaxes actually going back into your deck. Is that really worse or better considering that you can do it? Brett is here.
Yeah, it's
You
the
have
thing.
to think about it.
That's the thing, right? Is that he has enough resources to make every play. So
Almost, yeah.
So it's just a question of, the problem is with if you leave climaxes in your deck, you're leaning into you can do it, Brett, right? Instead of leaning away.
Is that how that goes?
Yeah, I guess you make him have it though. Fair play to that. He doesn't want to level him up, but I think he should, because the finishers are mostly inaccessible, and you're gambling hard here if you leave him at 2 because of exactly what happens. He heals down and makes the game impossible.
Yeah. With the
So
non-blocking
really, a
asides.
really difficult sequence at the end of the game there. Hard to play it out in a successful manner, but props to both these players. These were solid games.
Yep. And coming up next, it's our coverage of the finals. Spoilers. Shaded Falls made it through Mochi Wetmano to make it to the finals to fight Eden Old Bones. We'll be right back in the next round of coverage.